time for my picks and predictions for Week 14 of the 2019 NFL season. What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. If you guys are new to the channel, man, welcome. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe by hitting the big red subscribe button down below. And turn on my post notifications by hitting the bell icon down below. And folks, while you're at it, because you guys want to support the channel, I really do appreciate that. Follow me on my social media, guys. Links down below and on the screen for my Twitter, my Instagram, all that good stuff for you guys. Go ahead and do so. Here to give you guys my picks and predictions for every single game in Week 14. And I'll also do a quick recap of how I did in Week 13 and my record up until this point. Again, I pick with the spreads as well. So with that being said, I don't want to wait any longer. Let's get started. So let me start by recapping last week. In case you are wondering how I did last week, which I appreciate. Thank you for asking. I went 10-6, okay? So another winning week for me. I've been on fire like the last, I think, 3 straight winning weeks. It could be 4, maybe even 5. But definitely been on a little bit of a hot streak here. And again, that's what happens. I was on a cold streak, then it's hot. It always happens, folks. But feel pretty good about the picks. So 10-6 last week. My overall record on the year now through 13 weeks is 118-70-1. Okay, so 118-70-1. Feel pretty decent about that. Obviously, still want to improve on that. Hope to still improve on that. But yeah, let's get into the picks for this week. We will go ahead and start with the Thursday night game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears, in which the Bears are actually underdogs in this one. The Cowboys are favored by 3 on the road. This game is being played in Chicago. And here's the thing, folks. I kind of like the Bears in this one, okay? I know Vegas is saying the Cowboys are favored in this one, but this game is in Chicago, like I mentioned, at Soldier Field in December. Those frigid temperatures. We saw what happened last year when the Rams went to Chicago and they were red hot. The Bears cooled them off, okay? Pun intended, with the weather, of course. Cowboys, they're not legit, folks. They haven't beaten a single winning team. Now Chicago's 6-6, so technically they're not a winning or losing team. They're 500, mediocre. My point being is I like the Bears to trend up right now and the Cowboys to trend down. And so based off of that, the fact that, again, the Bears are at home in this one, I think this is going to be a close game. But I'll take the Bears to win outright in this one as, again, their quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, has been playing, better football as of late. And the team overall has just been clicking more coming off of 2 straight wins, okay? Let's move on to the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are favored in this game by 2.5, and I have got another upset here, folks. I don't believe in the Atlanta Falcons anymore. I mean, at this point, they might as well just consider shutting down Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. What else do they have to play for? I am going with the Carolina Panthers and Christian McCaffrey, who had an off week for him last week, okay? But I think giving up that game against the Redskins, which was just a flat-out awful game for the Panthers to lose, knowing that whatever chances that they have, slim to none, they need to win this game. I think they come out and just put the ball in Christian McCaffrey's belly like 30 times a game. They already do it like 25 times a game. Might as well just do it 30, and CMC just rips apart this Falcons defense, and he leads them to a victory. So I'll take the Panthers outright in that one. Let's move on to the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. The Ravens are favored by 5.5 in this one, folks. Last 2 weeks, I've picked the Ravens to win, even when I felt like, okay, I kind of like the other team. Last week against the 49ers, I said 49ers have a great shot. I would take the 49ers in the points. But I would take the Ravens to win. What happened? The 49ers covered. The Ravens won by 3 points. And I can't recall the week before, but point being is I've gotten this close every single week to picking against the Ravens. I am not saying I'm not a believer in Baltimore and Lamar Jackson, but I am saying that I believe the Ravens are just red hot right now. And when certain teams are just on a streak, they're on a streak. With that being said, they're playing Buffalo this week in Buffalo, in those frigid December weather temperatures. They're underdogs. The Bills are by 5.5. They know they're underdogs. Nobody talks about the Bills, okay? There's a reason I picked them to upset the Cowboys. We're 3 games into it, and I'm picking 3 straight upset. Yes, that's right. I'm picking the Bills to beat the Ravens, folks. I'll do it because here's my thing. Again, in Buffalo, if this was in Baltimore, I would definitely not pick the Bills. So this is in Buffalo. The Bills are red hot right now as well, coming off a big victory against the Dallas Cowboys. And the thing I like about the Bills is not just the fact that they have an elite defense, which is huge, but they have an elite defense with a chip on their shoulder, which means that they're going to come out and try to prove it. A lot of people still don't buy in the Bills. They're 8-3, and people still give them no respect. This is the game to get that respect. I believe the Bills will come out. Their defense is going to come out and know that Lamar Jackson, oh, you're the MVP frontrunner. Watch this and not let him get anything. Those runs, those assigned runs that Lamar Jackson has, I'm telling you, they are going to make sure that Lamar Jackson feels it on every single run, even if he breaks a few ankles, okay? So point being is I am going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I haven't even talked about their offense because I just feel like this is going to be a very slow-paced, sluggish, low-scoring game, which will be won by the defenses. But I think the defense will stop Lamar Jackson or slow him down enough, and the offense will do just enough to win this game with Josh Allen and company. So I'm doing it. I'm picking the upset. Bills over Ravens. Cincinnati Bengals at Cleveland Browns. The Browns are favored by 10 in this one. Baker Mayfield is expected to play. He had a hand injury in which he left the game, but I believe he came back. The Bengals, congrats to you guys winning your first game of the entire season against the pathetic New York Jets. And yes, the Jets are pathetic because they're inconsistent, folks. I mean, my God, you beat the Cowboys, but you lose to the Dolphins, and then the Bengals. You gave the Dolphins their first victory, and now you gave the Bengals your first victory. I don't know. I don't understand the Jets fans. I don't know how you guys do it. The point being is, I can't do this with the Bengals. I'm sorry. The Browns are going to win this game. They're at home. They're just a better, more talented team. Last week, the stars aligned for you guys, and the Jets, of course, are pathetic. But I'm sorry. The Bengals are a joke. They don't have enough talent. They're trying to actively lose games. The Jets were just like, here, do you want this win? I'll take it. You don't want to be the Detroit Lions of whatever year they went 0-16. So I'll take the Browns to win this game. They are favored by 10. I will take the 10 points to cover. Let's move on to the Packers at the Redskins. The Redskins at the Packers. Spread is -14 in favor of Green Bay, and you bet you know what, I am taking the Packers in this one. Shouldn't be much analysis needed. I get it. The Redskins beat the Panthers last week, but the Panthers have Kyle Allen at quarterback, and the Packers have Aaron Rodgers. Enough said. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, again, frigid, cold temperatures. Dwayne Haskins won't be able to do anything. He won't be able to move the ball. He won't be able to do anything. The only guy on this team that has some sort of talent that will showcase is, of course, Darius Geis, who went all out last week. Even still, I'm not doing it. I will take the Green Bay Packers, and the spread is -14, which is a lot. But I am just thinking how anemic this offense is going to be for the Washington Redskins. I'll take the -14 for Green Bay. I really will. Let's move on to the Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans. Texans coming off the big upset. Oops, just dropped my pen there. Point being, the show must go on. The Texans coming off the big upset versus the New England Patriots, in which, again, they proved me wrong. I did not pick the Texans to win that game. Deshaun Watson is unreal, folks. They're at home. They're favored by 10. I like the Texans to win. The Broncos, they're starting Drew Lock at quarterback. They won last week against the Chargers, but that's the Chargers for you, folks. I'm picking the Texans to win, but I do think the Broncos can cover. The Broncos play these low-scoring, slugfest type of games, and, again, I'll find a way to cover, but give me the Texans to win this one. Let's move on to the Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. There's no line in this game, and I do not expect Matt Stafford to play, which means David Blau is going to be at quarterback for the Detroit Lions, and he almost ripped the Bears defense to shreds on Thanksgiving Day. Until the Bears realize, okay, what the heck is going on? Who is this guy who looks like the accountant for the Lions and not their quarterback? Go look at this picture. Seriously, folks. Point being is, I believe he's going to have a little bit of a harder time against the Vikings defense. Look, the Vikings defense is no joke. They're going to make sure they try to do whatever they can to secure a playoff seed. They're obviously playing for playoff contention, and they're at home in this one. I'm taking the Vikings, and yes, I will take whatever the spread comes out to me because right now there is not one, but I feel pretty confident in this pick. Oh, one more thing. Dalvin Cook did get hurt in the game against the in the Seahawks game on Monday night. You will have Alexander Mattison possibly behind Kirk Cousins in this one as the running back. Folks, if you have not watched Alexander Mattison, you will know his name after this week. This man is probably one of the best backup running backs in the NFL. He would be starting on a lot of teams. He runs hard. He is a machine. He's hard to tackle. He's good. I'm not saying he's Dalvin Cook, but he is damn good, okay? So I think they will be just fine. If Dalvin Cook misses time, they'll win this game against the Lions. Let's move on to the 49ers at the Saints. This might be the game of the week, folks. The Saints, which is my team to come out of the NFC, and then the 49ers, one of the best teams in the NFL in general. Saints are favored by 3 in this one, which is the default 3-point spread that you're given to the home team. So really, Vegas is saying this is a pick'em, and to me, it is really a pick'em. The 49ers are, of course, legit, and so are the Saints, but the Saints are at home in the Superdome. Drew Brees and company are going to want to put out a statement out there against this 49ers team. I do see Drew struggling against the 49ers elite defense, but at the same time, I see the 49ers offense struggling against the Saints. A good defense, especially their defensive line. So again, a low-scoring game. I would probably take the under for whatever this one is, but I would take the Saints in this one just because of the fact that they're at home, and I think they'll have enough to pull this one out. Again, both teams have good defenses. I get it, 49ers might be a little better, but one team has Drew Brees, one team has Jimmy Garoppolo. I'll take the team that has Drew Brees. Let's move on to the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. Jeez, I can't believe we have to talk about these teams again. Props to the Dolphins for pulling out that upset win against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Jets are favored by 6 in this one. I don't have a good feeling for this game, man. The Jets are so undependable, if that's a word. But man, the only consistent thing about the Jets is that they're inconsistent. Honestly, folks. But you know what? They're at home. I'll take the Jets. But I damn sure ain't picking them to cover. Give me the Dolphins and the points. 6 is way too much. Let's move on to the Indianapolis Colts at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucs are favored by 3 in this one, coming off a pretty surprising victory against the Jaguars in which Nick Foles gets benched and this defense all of a sudden looks good. I don't quite have a good feel for this one. I'll be honest with you guys. The Bucs, I'm still not sold on them. Jameis is a turnover machine. Yeah, they've got good receivers, but their defense is also hit or miss at times. Very inconsistent team. They're favored in this one. I'm tempted to do it. I think I'll pick the upset here. I'll take the Colts. They have a lot more to play for right now. I think that Jacoby Brissett and company know that. And I think they'll come out, try to slow this game down, run the ball a lot. And how you attack the Bucs, it might be kind of tough. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, man, the way to attack the Bucs is through the air, not through the run. This one's tough. This one's tough, folks. I thought I had it when I was looking at this game, but with the spread. But you know what? I'll just stick with it. I have no conviction on this one. Some picks you just don't. I have no conviction on this one. I'll go with the Indianapolis Colts. I just feel like they're the better team. They're the more well-coached team. They're the team, I believe, with the less turnover-prone quarterback. I believe the team with more at stake, more on the line. I believe the Colts will win this game. Again, won't be surprised if the Bucs do. Certainly not at all surprised. Okay, let's move on to the Chargers at the Jaguars. And again, here we go with the Chargers. They just find a new way to lose every single week. They're favored in this one by 2.5. Minshew Mania is back for the Jaguars. I'm rolling with the Jaguars, man. Gardner Minshew is going to know how important this game is to secure that starting quarterback role for this team moving forward. He's going to come out and ball. The Chargers defense is legit for sure. They're getting the weapons back. But I thought that last week when they played Drew Lock. And Drew Lock was able to still, score on them. So you know what? I'm picking Gardner Minshew Mania the Jaguars to beat the Chargers. Let's move on to the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Arizona Cardinals. Boy, how about the Steelers in contention for a wild card in the AFC, still being on their third string quarterback, Duck Hodges, okay? Favored by 1.5 in this one. I don't know how the heck they beat the Browns. Browns, you should be embarrassed of yourself. Point being is they're going to Arizona this week to play the Cardinals. The Cardinals are not very good, but I don't buy into the Steelers. I buy into the defense, but not the entire team. I think the Cardinals can win this game. I think they can win this game because they're at home. I think Kyler Murray is a unique quarterback who can attack this Steelers defense in ways other quarterbacks wouldn't. Like if this was a traditional pocket passer that the Steelers defense was facing, I would probably take the Steelers. But I think Kyler Murray can do some things. They're at home. Like I said, I think I would take Kyler Murray and the Cardinals in this one. Let's move on to the Kansas City Chiefs at the New England Patriots. This is a -3 in favor of New England game, possibly the game of the week. New England does not look good, folks, especially on offense. A lot of people are saying, is Tom Brady washed or not? Well, he just doesn't have enough weapons. I don't know if we should say he's washed. We can certainly say their offense is not very good, okay? And their defense is going to be tested this week against Patrick Mahomes. Now, I know the Chiefs still have last year's game on their minds about losing. I think they'll look for revenge. I think they absolutely have had this game circled on their calendar. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs on the road in Foxborough. Boy, I'm just picking a bunch of upsets this week, but I might go like 4-12. We'll see. But I'm doing it. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs to beat down the New England Patriots. Well, not beat down, but it'll be a close game. I'll take the Chiefs. Like I said, just because I feel like the New England defense is good, but when they've been tested against good quarterbacks, a la Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, you can beat them, okay? So like I said, Patrick Mahomes and company, I think they will go into Foxborough and make a statement and beat the New England Patriots, who look vulnerable right now, certainly more so than they did at any point in the entire season. Let's move on to the Tennessee Titans at the Oakland Raiders. Boy, is any running back playing better right now in the NFL than Derrick Henry? My God, he is an absolute tank. He's a tank, okay? He is hard to tackle. Raiders are still favored in this game somehow by 3, okay? Titans are red hot right now. I can't bet against the Titans, folks. I'm sorry. I know the Raiders are favored in this one. They're at home, but they're playing awful, okay? They got shut out by the Chiefs. Not shut out, but they got just demolished by the Chiefs. And then the week before, get wiped off the floor by the Jets. Like, they haven't shown me that they deserve to win this game. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans, who have been revitalized by the insertion of Ryan Tannehill and, of course, the running of Derrick Henry. Let's move on to the Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Rams. Seahawks coming off a big victory against the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football, and you can bet your money I am going to bet again on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks, even on the road against the Rams, folks, because here's the thing. In Russ, I trust. That is how simple I am with this, because the Rams, yeah, they're good. They looked good last week, okay? They're at home in this one. I got it. But here's the thing with the Seattle Seahawks. They're clicking right now on all cylinders. Their defense is playing better. Their running game has been playing much better. And Russell Wilson is arguably the MVP right now, if not, obviously, with Lamar Jackson. So I'm just going to take the Seattle Seahawks here on the road. I get it's a division game. It'll be kind of weird. I don't think there's a line on this one yet, but that's where I'm leaning towards Seattle in this one, to win this game. Let's move on and finish off with the Monday Nighter New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles lost to the Dolphins last week. I thought this would be an easy pick. I'm just going to take the Eagles and wrap it up. But here's the thing. It won't be easy, but I'm still taking the Eagles. Folks, their playoff lives are on the line. You gave up a game to the Dolphins. Now, if the Cowboys win, against the Bears, they take the lead, and it's just like, what are you doing? So this is absolutely a big, big game for the Eagles to capitalize. They need to, and I believe they will. Maybe the -9 is too much, and Giants can cover that, but I'll take the Eagles to win. So there you have, folks, my picks and predictions for Week 14 of the 2019 NFL season.